Hello and welcome to my channel, guys. I'm Rushadul. You can also call me Rush. I live in Brazil. I have been living here for over 3.5 years. So I plan to share my experience of living in Brazil. I'll tell you about 7 points: safety, prices, public transportation, accommodation, language barrier, job opportunities, and traveling within Brazil. So, let me tell you first how I ended up in Brazil. So, I met my wife while I was working in the United States of America. I was there in Colorado, Granby, Colorado, and we both were working at the same place where we fell in love and decided to tie the knot, and we had to find a common location where we are more safe, we have more control, and we don't have to worry about like our visa extension, etc. So I decided to follow my wife, come to Brazil, and get married. So I came to Brazil 2022, 31st or 30th of April 2022. And I still remember whenever people in America talk about Brazil, they talk a lot more about the safety and the security. So for me, it was the same situation. I only knew Latin America from Netflix documentaries or Netflix shows and movies. And in all those movies, I have seen that Latin America is not so safe, and you can die literally. So I was very nervous before coming to Brazil. Passport the visa processing was really simple and easy, so I wouldn't complain about that. However, all my friends said like I will be in harm's way when I come to Brazil. So safety was a great concern for me. However, I came to Brazil, and as I landed, I felt like just outside the main airport in Sao Paulo wasn't that beautiful. There are a poorer neighborhood which is called here favelas around, or maybe my sister-in-law was driving me from a wrong location or a shortcut. So I saw really not so nice places, and I didn't like. But eventually, once I left the city and went even inside the country, it was just normal. It was beautiful, actually. It was green. There's vast landscapes, and the houses and the structure around wasn't bad. So I am currently living in a smaller city in the interior of São Paulo. It is near to another major city which is called Campinas. So my city name is Valinhos, and it is in São Paulo state as well. If you are living in the interior parts of the city, your experience will probably be much different. So for me, this city is amazing. This is a very safe place. You can walk talking on your phone. You can ride a bike at night. You can walk at night. There's parks. There's police cameras almost everywhere. So here I never felt that I am unsafe. There must be some neighborhoods, some corners of the city that is not the safest, but I've never had any bad encounters throughout my 3.5 years of living here in Brazil. And I would say in Campinas, I saw some neighborhoods which are not the best. When I went to the city of São Paulo, the safety can be questionable depending on the day, depending on the time of the day. However, if you are going to like a fancy neighborhood in São Paulo, Campinas, you are totally safe. If you're going to a really good mall, you are totally safe. So Brazil has this thing that at some neighborhood, at some area, in some areas, you are completely safe. You can do anything. Or in other neighborhoods where you are not really safe, you need to be really careful. So it's not an unsafe country as a whole. And even when you're living in New York or in some good European country, even like Portugal, I believe, you might see some places where you're very safe and where you are not so safe. So you can't judge Brazil in a way that you just vilify the whole country and say it is not safe. So for safety, I would say it's normal. In the big cities, in the major cities, just be careful. In the small cities, you can be like chill about safety if you're living. So the prices, and in Brazil, the prices are really tricky. You're gonna see when you convert your US dollars or euros to the Brazilian currency, you see a good number. I think $1 is around 5.12 Brazilian reais, and it looks good. However, the country itself has a lot of taxation. So whenever you are buying something imported, you are gonna pay a much higher amount compared to what you would pay in the US, Asia, or Europe. So the country is not really cheap. The food prices are can be even higher than many European countries. So food prices are high. Groceries, in my opinion, the grocery prices are higher. However, if you're buying meat and meat like chicken, pork, or beef, lamb, this can be very cheap compared to Canada, compared to United States, because I believe the beef price there is insane. In my city, the price of seafood is not cheap, so I would say I really like meat. The Brazil has the highest quality meat that I have ever eaten in a day-to-day basis, and so the prices are favorable for me. But whenever I'm trying to buy some fruits and vegetables, the prices are higher. Accommodation, the city of Valinhos is more popular for being safe, so the rentals are higher, rentals are pricier. If you go to Campinas, it can be a little cheaper, but I would say for a 2 BHK apartment, you can expect to pay around 3,000 reais, given you are getting like a proper apartment in a condominium. So that would be around like $600-700, which is quite a lot if you are thinking of living in Brazil. So prices are high, and you pay a lot of taxes here and there. If you're buying cars, if you're buying an iPhone or even a Samsung Galaxy phone, Xiaomi, you will pay that Brazil tax that I say. So yeah, prices are covered. Now let's talk about public transportation. Public transportation will vary from city to city. In São Paulo, the main city of São Paulo, the public transportation, I have heard that it is fantastic. It is very safe because they have metros, they have trains, they have buses. When you are at the metros, when you are inside the metros at the metro station, you are completely safe. There's nothing wrong. You are not unsafe. The prices are reasonable. It connects from one place to another. It is fast, and it is not late. So that is good. But if you're living like me in the interior part of Sao Paulo, you cannot do with public transportation. They have public transportation. It can be convenient, but it is not the best. Like, you still need to wait. You still need to like know where you're going, because it's only used by really the locals. So if you're a foreigner, if everything's new to you, I don't recommend that. You might use Uber. It's reasonably priced. However, if you are planning to live here a long time, like me, that you need to go from one place to another randomly, you have a family to drive you around, great to have a car, great to rent a car if you're here for like a couple months, or it's great if your friends and family have car that they can borrow you or they can give you a ride, because I would say that the public transportation in the interior parts are not the best because you are not local. And from there, it brings me to another part, which is the language. Brazil has only one language that everybody uses. even and the language is so strong that you're gonna see even on the regular day-to-day equipments, day-to-day things that you buy, nothing's in English. So for example, washing machines, when I was living in Malaysia, even though they have major languages, those buttons are going to be in English. However, I have noticed that in Japan, it's in Nihongo, it's in Japanese language. In Brazil, it's in Portuguese. So if you don't know any Portuguese, it's going to be a nightmare for you. You will be able to do nothing. There's nothing available for you to do. You will need a helper, you will need a translator, or you will be always using the Google Translate. So I recommend, before coming here, learn some Portuguese, learn the basic ones, learn the most spoken 1000 words in Brazilian Portuguese. And Portuguese are two types: Brazilian Portuguese and Portugal Portuguese. Brazilians speak much different than Portuguese. Brazilian people speak much different than Portuguese from Portugal. And I like the Brazilian version of Portuguese as well. You will come to know once you come here. So definitely learn something, learn to say thank you, learn to say sorry, learn to say I want this, how much this cost, where should I go, where is the nearest bus station, taxi station, etc., etc. Once you know that, that would be really, really helpful for you, especially if you're alone. And so yes, it was a great challenge for me. Like, I didn't speak a word of Portuguese. I didn't know how to even say thank you. And for me, it was difficult, but I had my wife to help me out. So language barrier you will face in every single step of your life here, especially in the interior. I believe in São Paulo city or Rio de Janeiro, you will come across people who understand some English because it's more touristy. But as you go to the interior parts, you will not see language available. English, maybe if you speak Spanish, is better for you, but Portuguese is the main and the only language that works here. So learn that. Accommodation, I mentioned that the prices of accommodations could be around 500 to 700 given the location, given the condominiums that you are living in. However, finding it is also not so hard, I would say. Like, you can obviously do Airbnb, it works here. Booking.com works here, and it's very simple. Airbnb has even translator installed, so if you are like planning a shorter stay in Campinas, Valinhos, São Paulo, or nearby areas, you can do it very easy. You can just chat in English, the host will be receiving in Portuguese, and vice versa. You can get going with it. However, if you want to find a long-term stay, I believe the problem starts from there, because when you are trying to do a long-term stay, you need to have document, you need to have a contract involved. It is not like, hey, I want to stay here for a couple months and you're gonna get it. You have to go with Airbnb because it has your documents, or you have to get Brazilian documents, do a contract and sign the documents. So finding accommodation without for a long term without anybody to help you would be very difficult. Let's go to documentation part. In Brazil, they use a tax number for, in America it's called social security number, for almost everything. If you want to buy McDonald's, you need to give that tax number. If you want to buy KFC, you need to do it. Supermarkets, you must do it. Supermarket, maybe you don't need to do it all the time, but if you're using the applications to order food from, you must do it. So this is called CPF in Brazil. So before coming, you can apply for a CPF. It can also get tricky because when you are applying for the CPF, they ask you your home address in Brazil. So if you don't have a host, I think that would be difficult. If you want me to make a video on how to get a CPF in Brazil, write it down in the comment section. I will try to get the information and let you know. And so yes, CPF is a must when you're coming. Even if you're coming to travel, get a CPF. Um, Write me in the comment section if you want me to make a video about it, but otherwise, yes, you can Google it. It will show you how to do it. You need to email to some Brazilian department, and they sent you the CPF number within 7 days in your email, and you can use it to book Uber, you can use it to buy McDonald's and almost anything. So CPF is very important. If you are in Brazil for a long term and you are planning to like stay here, get a job, you're coming with some funds, getting a job can be really difficult if you don't have the right documents. So if you are here on a tourist visa, I don't think you can get a job. You need to have a residency or permanent residency or work permit, then you can get a job easy. But living in Brazil, I would say even living in São Paulo city, getting a job only speaking English is not possible, because even if you want to work at the English school because you have previous experience as an English teacher, the documents, the methods of teaching in those schools are Portuguese language based, and the students are not conversationals in most cases. So you must know Portuguese to get a job. That is my opinion. That is based on my experience. I couldn't do no work without knowing Portuguese. Like if you know Portuguese, if you're conversational, I think it wouldn't be really difficult, as given you have all the documents. Okay, you will get a job at a supermarket, you can do jobs at a restaurant. But if you don't speak English, if you don't speak Portuguese, you will not be able to do a job unless you get a job as a dishwasher. Maybe, just maybe. Don't quote me on that. And let's go to the last part about traveling inside Brazil. Traveling inside Brazil can be even more expensive compared to traveling within United States or traveling within Europe. One thing about Brazil, that they don't have a budget airlines. In Asia they have, it's called Air Asia. In Europe I think it's called Ryanair. In America they have Frontier and Spirit. Inside Brazil there's no budget airlines, nothing is called like that. So you must travel typically, and you must travel with full prices of the airfare, and you can drive from one place to another. They have okay roads that connecting the whole country. And Brazil has beautiful traveling destinations. They have beach, they have mountains, they have hill stations, they have almost everything that you want in a country. And the locations are magnificent. I have been to a little town, it's called Santo Antônio do Pinhal, and it was 2 hours from my home, 2 hours drive, and it's just magnificent. It was amazing for me. I loved every single moment that I spent there. However, any touristy destination, any touristy location, the accommodation prices are sky high. If you want to go in like a busy period of the year, you will pay a lot of money, and most of the people there also not gonna speak English, and they eat local food. They have their own tradition that they follow, so once you travel you have to follow the tradition as well, and everything Brazilian style, everything Brazilian way. Traveling is great. I recommend you go south, you go northeast. There's north that is more foresty, it's more green, it's more swampy, etc. It's very nice. You can go Rio de Janeiro, that's the place people come here to go. But I will definitely recommend not to go to the hot spots, rather go to the interior, go to the countryside, go to the hidden gems. And I'll try to make videos explaining the hidden gems of Brazil as well. So I haven't been to Copacabana or Rio de Janeiro, the city itself, but I went to Paraty, which is another little town in the state of Rio de Janeiro, and I would say that place was amazing. It looks ancient Portuguese village like, and the structure is Portuguese. The restaurants are nice. People are very nice and kind. It was expensive, but it was totally safe. I went to a place called Ubatuba. It's a hill station. Amazing again. Great food, nice people, nice beach. Awesome. I went to the mountains. Minas Gerais is a really famous state in Brazil as well, and it is great for food. People love the food from there. They have their own style of cooking. It's very farm-like. So visit those places. You will not regret. And after living in Brazil for about 3.5 years, I would say nowadays I speak more Portuguese, and it's helping me a lot. Nowadays, if you go to a dentist, if you go to a bus station, if you go to a mall or any other location, it's much more easy. So with the language, living here is not a problem at all. It's a breeze. Without the language, living here, it can be a nightmare. So remember, Brazil is not an unsafe country as a whole. The prices are tricky. It's higher. It will be higher than you expected. There's taxes, and everything costs a certain amount. Public transportation can be reliable only in the major cities. Accommodations are all right. Remember that you need to pay the price for the accommodation. Long term, you need proper documents and knowledge of the language to get a contract. You must know the language. You must know the basics of the language when you come near. If you're here in search for jobs, it can be tricky, it can be hard. If you speak the language, I think it can be a breeze. You can find a job in really easy way. Traveling inside Brazil is a must. You have to pay the price, but if you don't do it, you are missing out. And remember, you need the CPF. CPF is a must. It will help you so much, because if you don't have the CPF, you will come across a lot of sudden hurdles. Like you go to Uber and you're like, oh, how do I get it? They will ask you the number, and if you don't have it, sometimes they don't ask your passport information or anything else, just the number. Even in the shopping mall, if you're planning to use the Wi-Fi, the free Wi-Fi, you need to have the CPF number. So those are important. Now I have more knowledge about the country. I have more knowledge about the food, culture, accommodation, what people like or dislike. I'm having a blast. I'm having a great time in this country. If you have any question that you want me to focus on, if you have any thing that you want to know, write it down in the comment section. I will try to make more videos about my experience of living in Brazil. It's been great. See you in the next one, guys. Cheers.